Welcome everyone to another episode of Brewed Scenes with your host Isabella. And today we are joined with my good friend Adriana, someone that I met during my time at university and genuinely understands and loves to geek out about film the way that I do. Not only film, but the entertainment industry as a whole. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Adriana, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, me too, me too. But we have to state the obvious. Where are you currently located at?
I'm currently in Puerto Rico right now because I'm from here.
Hell yeah. So I think that's a bit very important for me to mention because although I have met a few people during my time in university, they come from all different walks of life. And specifically, I have some friends from PR and want to highlight PR as a whole because there's so much that Puerto Ricans are contributing to the entertainment industry. We have a
Yes.
Bad Bunny, we have Lin Manuel, we have Jorge that made Epic the musical. Like it's an so it feels
Yes.
endless, and I cannot wait to see what else more you will be contributing in the near future. But before we
Thank you
go
so
in,
much.
no, of course, of course. Before we dive into the nitty gritty and everything, with the brewed aspect of the title, is there a local coffee shop in PR that you would like to promote? And if not, what's your current cafe order for this winter holiday season at the time of us recording?
Ooh, a local cafe. I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee person,
That's okay.
but I think that supporting local businesses is really important. I know I don't, this is probably like a really popular one now, and any Puerto Ricans out there, I'm so sorry if this is like not too niche or not, but I know there's one called 787
Oh,
Coffee, I
okay. Okay,
think.
okay,
It's
okay.
the coffee place. 787 is our area code, like our phone area code in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
And I know that there's a coffee shop called 787, I'm pretty sure. Um, but I hope that I got it right for the Puerto Ricans out there who drink coffee. If not, we have our own like coffee brand called Cafe Yaucono, which is coffee that is grown here in Puerto Rico.
Beautiful.
I want to make sure that I have it correctly, so can I like research it for a second? Okay, so yeah, Cafe Yaucono, that is local Puerto Rican grown coffee.
Hell yeah.
I think I've seen it in Florida. I think I've seen it
Okay.
sold in Florida. I don't know if in Publix, but I know that by UCF there is a like a bodega type like supermarket is really small. It's on East Colonial, and I
Okay.
think I think they sell it there because it's all like Puerto Rican food, and it's literally like when you go inside of it, it the vibe is just like a Puerto Rican supermarket. It's crazy.
Oh, that's so
So
cool.
yeah. And then like my winter order would definitely be hot chocolate. I
Oh,
just came from
hell
a trip to
yeah.
New York. Yeah, I just came up from a trip in New York, and one of the first things we did, I think it was like on the first or second day, we went to Bryant Park and I got hot chocolate, and it was
Oh,
delicious. I loved it so much.
no, that's so good. Actually, now that you mentioned hot chocolate, I'm going to Colombia and next Saturday for the holidays. So we
Oh,
drink hot chocolate too over there, but we're the only country that drinks it with a side of cheese. But it's a specific type of cheese. It's not your typical like cheddar cheese. Don't piss me
mhm.
off. Don't do my culture like that. But it's like I would say it's kind of like a very it's kind of like the cousin of mozzarella, but it's not mozzarella. Like if you go to a Bravo, you could find it. It's like a Colombian type of cheese. But with that being said,
What's it called?
I have no idea. I'm being so honest. I have no idea because wait, they sell it at Costco. It's like these blocks of white cheese. They come in a packet of
Oh
two.
yeah, yeah.
It's like blue and yellow
I
with
think I might know.
like a small cow. That one's really good because
I think I might know what brand you're talking about.
yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it kind of it's like crumbly. I don't know. It's
But
fire.
I've heard of people like I've heard that it's like a thing. I don't know if here in Puerto Rico people have done it, but here in Puerto Rico, at least like my grandma, when she serves coffee,
Mm.
she serves it with cheese,
That's my
like on the
grandma.
side.
That's my
Yeah, on
grandma.
the
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think I've heard of people doing it with hot chocolate, but I've
Mm.
heard people doing it with coffee, at least here in Puerto
Yes.
Rico.
Yeah, no, no. With coffee, I've heard it's pretty common. But in Colombia,
Yeah.
I think we're the only people that do it with cheese. So it's
Oh
not the
yeah.
type of hot chocolate either that's like powdered Ghirardelli Hershey's chocolate. Like
Mm-hmm.
it ain't
Hmm.
that.
No,
Um,
no, no.
but with
I'm
that being
sure.
said, hot chocolate, yeah, I'm excited. Once it gets like truly, truly cold, that's how it is. That's how it
Hmm.
is. All
Wait, what
right.
area of Colombia are you going to?
I'm going to Cali.
Ooh, nice.
Yes,
So is
yes,
your
yes.
family from there?
Yes, yes. Both my parents are from Cali. So we're gonna,
Nice.
my sister and I, we're gonna be experiencing like a true Colombian Christmas because we've never experienced that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, we're really, really excited. But
I'm so excited for you.
oh,
Sounds so much
thank
fun.
you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we could get into the fun questions. So before anything, really, what led you to want to pursue a job in the entertainment industry? Was there like that initial movie, that light bulb moment, or even like maybe that moment in school where you're like, dang, like this is why I want to do it?
So I think this is a conversation that my mom and my grandma and I have had before. So two of my grandma's brothers have worked in the local Puerto Rican film scene. One worked as an editor, I believe, and I don't remember what the other one did, but both worked in film here in Puerto Rico. And my mom and my grandma, they've mentioned that I might have like inherited that from them. Like I
Mm-hmm.
got that in my genes, because nobody else from my family has worked in the film industry per se. Well, I think my mom had like a cousin who's worked like for Broadway and she's worked in like publicity and stuff like that, I think. Um, but no one in film. And then I have like another cousin who's also my mom's cousin who loves film, but he doesn't work in the industry, but he's really passionate about it and we always talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they say that I might have like inherited that from them essentially. But when I was a kid, I always wanted to work in science. I wanted to study meteorology. I
Hell
wanted
yeah.
to study the atmosphere and storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of suiting because I live in Puerto Rico and like hurricanes are like kind of a big thing here. But as I got older, I started reminiscing a lot on like, I guess the things that shaped my childhood. And one thing that I always think about is when I watched Jurassic Park for the very first time, that I was like 7 years old. And my mom, it actually was what I was literally, I remember the day like it was yesterday because I was just sitting in my couch in my living room, just searching through channels, what kids don't do today anymore, unfortunately.
Right, right.
Like they don't know what that is, but like searching through channels, like looking something to find. And my mom was like standing in the kitchen and she saw that I landed on, I guess like the Sci-Fi Channel, something like that, and they were playing Jurassic Park. And my mom, she told me to stop because she thought that I would like that because dinosaurs are really cool and like science and paleontology and all that kind of stuff. So she told me to stop. And like I literally even remember the scene that was playing on the TV, which was literally the scene where like um Jeff Goldblum's character and Laura Dern's character were like in the Jeep and they were being chased by the T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just being scared at
Mm-hmm.
what was on my screen. Like I wanted to crap my pants because I don't know if we can cuss in this podcast. I
No,
didn't
you're
want to
good.
poop
You're
my
good.
pants,
You're good. You're
literally.
good.
um, because it looked so scary. It was like,
Yeah.
what the hell am I looking at? And I immediately changed the channel because I did not want to look at that anymore.
Yeah, I would
And then
too. How old were
after,
you?
yeah,
For
I was like
context.
7. I was like
That's
7 years old.
young. That's
I was
young.
really yeah, I was really young and I was like, what is this monster doing chasing these people? Like, what is going
Mm-hmm.
on? So I changed the channel and after a few minutes, I couldn't find anything to watch and my curiosity got the best of me. So I like put it back and I finished the movie.
Mm.
And I remember just like being in shock at what I had just seen. Like the scene of the T-Rex, like literally in like the museum or like in the lobby and like the uh like the wallpaper like falling on and it roaring and it was just
Ugh,
so insane to me. I was like,
iconic.
that is the power of film.
Yeah.
And at that age, the only thing that I knew was film was animation. And animation is film, and animation is for
And
everybody.
yes.
And it's extremely powerful. But in my 7-year-old brain, when I
Mm.
watched animation, I thought kids' movies and stuff like that. And when I saw Jurassic Park, I was like, ah, this is like adult stuff. Like this is like
Yeah.
next level.
Yeah, yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but that kind of changed my perspective of entertainment as a whole because it's like you're bringing something that seems impossible to life. And as I was growing older, I still wanted to study meteorology, and there were even moments where I wanted to study to become a vet and work with animals,
Of
but
course.
like that's so tragic. I was like, I can never, oh my God, after like seeing like some of my pets pass away, it's like I can never be a vet. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
really like you have to really be really strong
Yeah.
emotionally to be a vet. So I was like, no, I don't want to be that. And then when I got to high school, I became obsessed with like the Marvel movies. I became obsessed with the whole aspect of what it is to make a Marvel movie.
Mm,
And I know like in the year 2025, a Marvel movie is considered like something that's like, oh, not cinema or whatever. I
right.
consider it cinema because to
But
make those movies, it takes like a whole group of incredible artists,
yeah.
even if they're not like what people consider cinema or whatever, but it's still incredible that these movies are being made. And I became obsessed with those movies and became obsessed with everything behind the scenes and how they were made and how they were marketed to the public and all that stuff. And I guess at a certain point, I was like, I want to work in the entertainment industry. Like it
Hmm.
sounds so much fun. I grew up being a dancer, so I loved being on stage as well. I loved all of that stuff, the production side of it. And yeah, I guess that's kind of how I landed on the I want to study entertainment management
Yeah.
boat. And yeah, and then for my second year of college, I ended up at UCF because my first year I studied marketing at a university in Puerto Rico, the University of Puerto Rico in Mayagüez, which is probably the one of the toughest universities here in Puerto Rico. And after being a year in there, I was like, this is not the place for me.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
decided to reapply to UCF and move to Florida for a couple years.
Yeah, so every day I'm thankful that you
I was
decided to make that choice because then we wouldn't have met. Or maybe we would have
exactly.
met, but later down the line in life.
Exactly. But no, I'm really grateful for my experience living in Florida and like I made so many amazing friends and
Hmm.
I met you guys of course like through Kayla. Like if I
Yeah,
wouldn't have been Kayla's roommate, like I probably would not have met you guys and you guys are all amazing.
yeah.
And I wouldn't I in Florida, I guess that's where I kind of like spread my wings in a sense because I was able to work in a lot of short films. I made
Hmm.
friends in the film school in general.
Hmm.
Like I made a lot of friends who were studying film and they will always call me back to work on their films as a PA mostly, but I still loved every second of it. So yeah, that's kind of like my story a little bit. I don't know how long that took, but yeah.
No, no, that was well done. I think that's what's so cool about films like Jurassic Park because I mean, at the time when you were watching it, it must have been like over nearly 30 years since it was
Hmm.
released in theaters. And I think it really shows you how movies like Jurassic Park are truly timeless. Now,
Yeah,
as we do get older and the advancement of technology continues to progress, you start to see, like, oh, well, clearly it wasn't the best film made. But I think a lot of times, like, people our age, like middle age, like Gen Z, young Gen Z, we tend to
hmm
forget it's at the time that it was created. It is an
yeah,
incredible film for the time it was released, the acting, the
hmm
concept, everything about it. And that's why I frequently like I hold near to my heart Star Wars because a lot of people are like, well,
hmm
that franchise isn't even the best. It's like, yeah, obviously there's better things. 100%. Star Wars is based off of Dune. Like there are things
yeah,
that made it inspired and for it to flourish, but for the time that it was made, for the effects that were used, etc., everything going back to all the team, all the artistry behind those films, it's like
yeah,
it was groundbreaking for the time. And now we're if it wasn't for films like Star Wars, for Jurassic Park, we wouldn't have films like
exactly.
Endgame and
Hmm.
Dune Part 3. Like it
Exactly.
like it's a domino effect. So every day I'm
Hmm.
grateful for like people like Steven Spielberg to continuously make films like this that are truly
Yeah.
timeless.
Yeah, no, and like for example, like I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars. I've seen like the original films,
Hmm.
and I've seen some of the newer ones, but I still have massive respect
Hmm.
for Star Wars and massive respect for George Lucas because without and Spielberg because they worked together
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
on all
yeah.
these movies. Like they've been buddies since the 70s, so they've worked
Hmm.
together in every single movie that they made during that time. Um, because without his creativity and without Star Wars, like we wouldn't have, like you said, like the remakes of Dune, and we
Yeah,
wouldn't have the first Dune movie, even though people say it's not that good. And
yeah,
any of the Marvel movies, any of the DC movies, any of the Star Trek movies, all
yeah.
like none of that stuff. I know Star Trek came before Star Wars, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not relevant right now, guys.
that's not really relevant right now, right? It's not, Star Wars was their competition and it made them want to
Mm,
be better. So it's like,
there we go. Yeah.
that's a better way of phrasing
Yeah,
it.
no, but that
Um,
makes sense.
it makes sense, right? Because there's always going to be competition in any industry, but it's without their eagerness to always try and break boundaries in the landscape of film and the landscape of visual effects and
Mm,
storytelling.
hmm.
And yeah, like without them, then we wouldn't have all the sci-fi and blockbuster movies that we have today. Without Spielberg, we wouldn't have blockbuster period, because Jaws was
Yeah.
the very first. Like the
Yeah.
very first summer blockbuster was Jaws. So without him, like we wouldn't have all the 5,000 blockbusters we got this year and the ones we're gonna get next year.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God. That's we'll touch base on next year
okay.
later. But with that being said, I'm not sure if Jurassic Park is your favorite film, but have you been to the movies recently? And like, has there been a movie that you could say this is my favorite film at the moment? We need to talk more about this. This is like the fangirl
Hmm.
moment. Like, please,
Yes,
like,
girl.
convince me, convince the people that haven't seen this movie.
Let's talk about the third Knives Out movie that comes out tomorrow on Netflix.
Which one?
Have you
Oh my
watched it?
God, yes! Oh my God, it had barely been marketed on my end. I'm excited to watch this.
You haven't watched it yet?
No, but was it a
Girl,
theatrical release?
yes.
Barely, barely
Barely.
select
No, it was barely.
select theaters. Don't piss me off, Netflix. Don't piss
Yeah.
me off.
Here,
But but I'm
here in Puerto
excited.
Rico. Yeah, like they played it in two. We have like two of our most popular theaters, I guess. We have one
Mm,
in Montelledra, and that one has like I guess the only IMAX. I think
mm,
that's the only IMAX theater we have here in Puerto Rico. And then another one in a mall called Plaza Las Americas, which is like our most well-known mall.
mm.
And the day after or 2 days after Thanksgiving, I convinced my mom and my sister like, hey, we have to go see Knives Out in
Oh,
theaters.
how
I'm refusing to
awesome.
watching it on Netflix for the first time because I watched the first one in theaters and it was life-changing experience for me. Like here's the thing. So when I went to go see the first one, it was the first time I went to go and watch two movies on the same day in the movie theater. I had never done anything like that before. And I went with my grandfather and my sister.
Mm.
My grandfather and I decided to go watch Rise of Skywalker first.
Oh, tea.
Yeah, yeah. When the thing is, I had not seen The Last Jedi. I still haven't seen it, but my grandfather, I guess he had seen it. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then we went to go see Knives Out. My sister joined us and we went to go see it. And I was like, yeah, I think watching Knives Out last was the best decision
Yeah.
I've made today.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I became obsessed. I was like, this movie is incredible.
Hmm.
Ryan Johnson, like, okay, blowing my mind right now. And then obviously, like, the second one came out during the pandemic and they
Mm.
premiered it on Netflix, which, okay, kind of sure, I'll let that one slide in a way. But then they announced that this one was getting a limited theater release. And every single day, not gonna lie, I would check my local theater's like website to see if they were announcing it as coming soon. And then one day they just posted it. And I went that Saturday after Thanksgiving, and
Hmm.
the theater was pretty full of people. And let me tell you that that movie, I think it's the best one in the franchise.
Oh, tea. Okay.
Girl, you have to watch it tomorrow when it comes out on
Yeah.
Netflix. Grab Emmy, sit down on the couch and watch it. Call your friends if you want. You need to watch that movie tomorrow because the
Okay.
story is so good. The
Okay.
mystery is I'm not gonna spoil anything, I promise, but the mystery is so good. The cast, Josh
Stacked.
O'Connor, incredible. Josh Brolin, incredible. You have Glenn Close giving a performance. I love Glenn Close so much, and she eats that up so. Oh my God, Kerry Washington. We all know that she's incredible,
Mm,
and
mm,
she's more of a side character, but she's great in all of her scenes.
mm.
Um, and obviously, like Daniel Craig is amazing.
Well,
I
man.
don't want to because I want to fangirl so much, but I also don't want to spoil it because it's just when I was watching the movie, for a second, I was actually kind of scared that I guessed
Oh, I
where
hate that
this was
feeling.
going.
I hate
Yeah,
that feeling.
for a second, I was like, wait, did I just figure it out? Like, is this actually not good? And then, girl, it's not like
Right,
it was
right.
actually not what I thought at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's the best. When you're
and I
wrong.
was,
When you're
yeah,
wrong.
when you're wrong, it's like, oh, thank God, because if I knew what it was, I think I'd be disappointed because my expectation is to just be mind blown by the story.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
one point where I leaned onto my sister and I was like, I figured it out. It's this because of this and that. And my sister was like, no, but it's this and that. I'm like, no, I figured it out. Like this is this and that. We started talking in the middle of the movie trying to figure it out.
yeah. Right.
And then by the time we got to the end, I was like, oh, I was so wrong. Like I got this so wrong. But it made me happy that I got it wrong. I was
Right.
genuinely just so excited that I got to experience it in theaters. Like the whole entire cast was phenomenal. And
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Johnson, I will sell my house if it means that you can make 10 more. And
That's so
yeah.
interesting. That's so interesting that you say that because he wrote The Last Jedi, and it is, if I believe it is the most polarizing Star Wars film of all. Like it
Really
yeah, which I'm curious to know, like it whenever you get the chance to watch it, because it's so different in so many ways, not only with how he chose to treat the characters, but where to take them and why he chose to take them that way. So this was the problem with Disney, where they decided to hire J.J. Abrams for a Force Awakens, then hire Ryan Johnson for The Last Jedi, and
hmm
I don't know what contract got mixed up, but then they decided to hire again J.J. Abrams for The Rise of Skywalker. So you like, why is this random Last Jedi? Why does it feel so tonally
different.
different? Because
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson wrote it, so everyone was saying like, damn, if he wrote the trilogy, it might have been incredible. But he only wrote
hmm
one film, the middle one. So, but I know that
Yeah.
that's the thing. He's someone where the potential of him in the Star Wars universe would have been great if he was given the proper tools. Like
It's like
how he
he
was.
was kind of set up. He was kind of set up in a way
That's what people were
because
saying.
because I don't doubt his talent for
Right.
writing a good story.
We see that
And
in other
I also
projects.
yeah, and I also don't doubt J.J. Abrams. I know people blame him for killing
Right,
Han
right,
Solo
right,
and stuff
right.
like that. And and there's a whole joke about that.
Of
But
course, of course.
um I don't doubt his talent either, but it's just like why would they just stick Ryan Johnson in the middle of it? They did the same thing with Jurassic World because Colin
Really?
Trevorrow did the first Jurassic World and then he did the third one and then J.A. Bayona did the middle one. And J.A. Bayona, he went a very dark direction, kind of like what Sam Raimi did with Doctor Strange in the second movie. And I see where he was trying to go
That.
because he gave us that
Mm,
scene
mm,
with the Brachiosaurus dying in the island by itself. Like
yeah.
that
Dude, that's
that
literally like
created
The
an
Last
impact.
Jedi. It's a whole dark
No,
tone,
yeah,
everything.
like he left a hole in my heart because I did not like that really like I almost cried watching that, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. And although that movie is a little bit flawed and we can all agree on that, he definitely tried to do something different. And then obviously they like brought Colin Trevorrow back for the
Right?
third one. It's just like there's a little bit of inconsistency in the tone
Yes.
in the franchise. And obviously like the franchise, at least that part of the franchise did not end the way that fans wanted it to.
Right.
And I kind of agree on that part. It didn't end the way that I wanted it to end either. Um, but that's okay. Jurassic World Rebirth was better. It's fine.
Yeah. But
Um,
that's a really good comparison that you bring up. Exactly
Mhm.
how Jurassic World fans are, literally copy paste
Star Wars.
the exact same thing. Like you're like,
hmm
oh, we don't know where they're going, Ducker Tone, and then they bring the writer back, and it's like it they were set up in that sense. It's not fair for them to do that.
It's not fair for either of them, and like
Oh
either
yeah,
for J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson or for
yeah,
Colin Trevor or Jay Bayona. It's not fair for
exactly.
either of them because I'm sure they're really happy that they got to work in these films, and
Yeah,
I would be really happy to.
yeah,
But, obviously, like when you are brought into a franchise, you're at least what I think most of their goals are to stay on and tell the story completely,
yeah.
and that's why when Disney fired James Gunn, I was really scared
That's
because I was like, if they bring someone else to do Guardians 3 or 2, I don't know when, I think he got fired after 2, but like I was genuinely scared. I was like, Guardians 1 and 2 are really great. They're actually really great movies. And it's not that I'm saying like, oh, they're gonna bring in a bad director or a bad writer, but
no,
it's like
no,
the whole consistency of the thing, because all three
exactly.
movies are great. So it's like if you're gonna do a trilogy, the best thing you could do is just keep the same writer and keep the same director
Yes.
to tell the whole story because they know it from the start and they know how they want it to end
No, perfectly well said. Perfectly well said. But
it.
to go on to something slightly similar, but not really. What are your top four on Letterboxd at the moment? I say at the moment because mine do change.
Mine haven't changed a lot. I try to be consistent on that part
Try to be
because
strict.
I try to be strict. I try to be strict because
Right, right.
then like the day that Letterbox asks me that question, I don't want to forget. You know what I mean? Like I
That's
have a whole
me.
strategy.
That's me too.
That's my
Yes,
strategy.
yes,
The day
exactly.
that the
Yes.
day that I'm on a red carpet and Letterbox comes to me and they're like, oh, what's your top four? I have to remember them all like in their order and everything. But
Exactly.
um My number one is Jurassic Park. That's like
Period. Yep.
that's
Yep.
not
Yep.
moving. That movie is not going anywhere. I literally watched The Godfather the other day for the very first time. That movie rocks. Is so good, and I get Film Bros
You,
in that movie.
when you get the film,
But
bros,
that
like, yeah.
yeah, when I get the Film Bros, I'm like, fine, you got that one thing, you guys have got it right. Um, but even The Godfather could never take Jurassic Park off my list, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Um, my second one is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. To
Oh,
me, that's like the best comedy ever made. Like I love that. I watched that. The thing about that movie is that I watched it when I was Ferris Bueller's age. Like I
oh,
was
that's
about to become a senior in high
perfection.
school. Yeah, I was about to become a senior in high school and I watched that movie for the very first time and I was like, damn, like I want to be Ferris Bueller, but why am I a Cameron? Like how does this work? How do I want to strive to be Ferris Bueller in my life, but I just can't because I'm literally Cameron, but that's okay. But I think it's like um John Hughes' best movie.
Mm.
I think that Matthew Broderick is incredible in that role. Um, everyone in the cast is just really great. And then my third movie is Roman Holiday. Um, I I'm not a big fan of romance movies. It's not really my genre, but that movie is the most, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the most graceful movie I've ever watched in my life
Mm.
because Audrey Hepburn is just such a delight.
Mm.
And I love her. She's like one of my favorite actresses. Like I wish I were alive when she was alive because I wanted to just be in the same plane of existence as she was, but unfortunately that can't happen. But that movie is just so beautiful. It's in black and white. It's fully shot in Rome. So you get to see all the incredible landmarks in Rome. She plays a princess, which is suited because she's like the people's princess in real life. Gregory Peck is incredible in that movie. And then my fourth is Shrek 2, because of course.
Range. I see that. I see
Yeah.
range.
There's range there. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. There's animation, there's comedy, there's romance, and there's action thriller, which I think that it kind of covers the entire industry and from my perspective, I think.
Mine's the same approach with my top four. All right.
What's your top four?
Oh, okay. Thank you for asking. I've been waiting for this. So
Yeah, yeah.
number one, Parasite. That
Uh-huh.
movie, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like that
Yeah.
movie, I remember I was like, this is cinema. Like, I don't care what anyone,
Hmm.
this is, oh my gosh. And for it to
Yeah.
be an international film, I was like, it's movies like this that people just won't give a chance because it's an international film. They're like, I have to put
'Cause it's
subtitles
foreign.
on, all X,
Hmm.
Y, and Z. And I'm like, this movie, you don't, how he wrote the script showcases that language, there's no barrier.
There's no
You could
barrier.
see everything.
Hmm.
You can have it be on mute and you could still be shocked. Like, it was so well
Yep.
done. I love the color grading. Everything about it was awesome, awesome, awesome. Number two of is Chronicles of Narnia, the very first one, because that
Yeah.
one is nostalgia, but I believe it's one of, for me, one of the best book to film adaptations. I think they did such a really good job bringing the world to life. And it makes me like, when I was a kid, I was like, I want to find a wardrobe and go to Narnia. Like, it truly, like, it made, that was like the true immersion of, like, maybe a lot of people, like, as kids, like, I want to be a Disney princess, but like for me, I'm like, I want to escape into this
Hmm.
world of Narnia, and it was just super cool.
Uh,
My second one, sorry, my third one, which was a recent change
okay, okay.
is How to Train Your Dragon, the first one, because
Okay, yeah.
that
Yeah.
movie, it's, once again, it's immersion. Like, I want to ride
Hmm.
dragons, but I see the parallel now between both Narnia and How to Train Your Dragon. Is like the appreciation for nature and animals.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like they are our friends. But no, the animation, the music for How
Oh,
to
the
Train Your
score.
Dragon, it's, oh my gosh, like, it's just so good. And
Hmm.
I didn't realize it until this year. Actually, I was like, this is representation with people with disabilities.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that. I was like, this is how you do it. Like, I didn't
Hmm.
that I was like, this is how you're supposed to show representation in all areas. It's like, it's not supposed to be shoved in your face. It's supposed to be part of the story. Like, it's part of the
Exactly.
character. It's, oh, well done. And then lastly, grown ups. Yeah.
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 A clap
That
for grown-ups, everybody.
that movie, I'm not kidding. When I was like between ages
Yes.
like 10 to like 17, I watched it every summer and I was like, this is what I want. This is what I want to
Yeah.
be when I grow up. Even though I don't want kids, the
Yeah.
vibe of going to a lake house with my friends that were all grown up
Mm-hmm.
adults, like this is awesome. And like all the inside jokes, I was
Yes.
like, this is what life is meant to be like. Like it was that
Yeah.
movie, Adam Sandler, comedic genius.
Everybody. Like
That
my
cast is
dad, like
stacked.
the cast isn't, oh, it's all like SNL, like just SNL, like what are they called? Like legends.
Yes.
Everyone,
No, not
basically. You have like, oh my God, everybody,
everyone.
everybody.
Everyone. Not only that, it truly shows you like this movie really showed me. I was like, oh, you can make films with friends.
Yeah.
Like you could genuinely, you could tell they had the time of their life making this film. Everyone, every
Mm-hmm.
single one in the cast, and I think that's beautiful. But moving on, because I could talk about my top four for years on
Oh, girl,
end.
grown-ups is like my dad doesn't go to the movies. My dad doesn't watch movies, but if there's a movie that we can bond over, it will always be grown-ups.
it's just
Always.
it's
Always.
it's truly like the levels of comedy where like kids can acknowledge like it's funny, but the
Mm-hmm.
adult humor,
Exactly.
it's oh
It's
god, it's
fantastic.
so good, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where I wouldn't say get a little serious, but I guess I like to think of it like put our like manifestation hat on. Now, with
Okay.
some of my previous friends, they are actors, so their approach to
Mm-hmm.
this question is going to be a little different. But for people like us who work more on the production side, on the management side of things, if you could work in any current franchise or just any franchise period, maybe it's yet to be developed, what would it be and why?
Oh my God. Um, Definitely Knives Out. Just I want to work in Knives Out because I know that Ryan Johnson writes his movies and there isn't a writer's room, but I would love to be in the room where they're in pre-production
Mm-hmm.
and they're breaking down the script and they're breaking down the entire story to start working on the location scouting, to start
Yeah,
working on the casting,
yeah,
to start working on any of the special effects because these movies, although they are very simplistic when it comes to special effects, there's always some sort of special technology that is
mm-hmm.
used that is involved with the mystery and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Um, I think that would be like the dream franchise. And I'm not gonna lie, like I've thought of like I obviously like he would write like his own stories, but even I'm like, if I had the opportunity to like pitch an idea to Ryan Johnson,
yeah,
I would take it. Even if he doesn't take it, but I want to like
yeah,
pitch him an idea. I'm like, I that would be so amazing because I love production, but I love writing too. I
yeah.
have never I've never written like a full like original story, but
Mm-hmm.
I would love to learn to write from him and just
Mm,
dissect his process on
yeah,
how he does it because every writer is different. Every writer has a different process, but just trying to understand like how he comes up with these ideas and what material he uses to, I guess, expand his knowledge and kind of, learn something new that he can apply to his stories and all that stuff.
yeah, and like
Um,
really pick at his brain.
Pick his brain, yeah. Um, I guess another franchise that I would like to work in, that's because Knives Out is really good. I used to say Marvel a lot as a kid. Um, I would love to work in like an Avengers movie or something like that, but I think that I'm kind of past that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's also the
it's
beauty of film. You grow up, you grow into
mm-hmm.
things, you grow out of things, and it's like with
Yeah,
any art, any music, like literally everything. I think that
yeah,
shows you not only are you evolving with the medium, but the medium itself is ever changing. So
exactly.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, but I think another thing that came to my brain, any musical, I would love to
Oh,
be
yeah.
producing. I would love to produce a musical, period. If you let me be in the musical, I would do anything. I would dance in the background. I'll be an
Hell
extra. I
yeah.
don't care.
Hell
I want to
yeah.
be in a musical and I want to produce a musical. And if I can, I want to write a musical because musicals are so underappreciated and there's no need. Like Wicked, I am so proud that that was very successful
Yep.
and that it made so much money. And I hope that that opens the doors for more musicals because every musical that I've ever watched, I think I've probably fallen in love with. Like earlier when did I watch this? I think it was like November, October. I went with my sister to watch Kiss of a Spider Woman,
Hell,
the one with J-Lo.
pretty good.
It was so good. I was genuinely surprised that it flopped really hard in the box office, that it didn't make any
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I understand like people have their thoughts about J-Lo, but if there's one thing that I'm gonna give her props, and I will always give her props, is that she's a really hardworking woman.
Yeah.
And she set her mind to make this movie, this Kiss of a Spider Woman, and she even got Ben Affleck to help produce it and all that stuff. Like she worked so hard to make this film, and I'm very proud of her because of it. And it's just such a great movie in general.
Yeah.
And the music is good, the acting is good, the dancing, everything. So I guess like another thing that I would like to work in is like a musical for sure,
Oh
1000%.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, that was one thing that Emmy and I that we talked about on our separate podcast, Fandom Rumor Cafe, where we were really just appreciative of just like genuinely I'm hoping this movie truly showcases more to more people that we do like musicals. I it's
Mm-hmm.
really it does suck how they are not acknowledged by the Academy the way that they should. My biggest beef with them for forever has been that they're mixed in next to comedies because they're both
Mm-hmm.
completely different formats of film. Like
Yeah.
that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's like how I see it as you are grouping in horror with action. They're
Yeah,
they're
it's
two
not the same.
completely different things. Now, both let me not say both. Comedy can stand on its own. A musical has comedy elements depending on the musical. Some of them are very, very
Mm-hmm.
serious, but
Yeah.
overall, like I hope in our generation we do see the Academy acknowledge it and it becomes its own category because it
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah, because musicals back in the day, everything that the Academy ate up was musicals.
Silent
One of the
films were
very,
basically
yes,
musicals.
yeah, one of the very first Best Picture winners was a musical. It was called The Broadway Melody. It's a really bad movie. I watched it like last year. It's
For the
actually
time, for the
for
time.
the times it was really good. I bet that they ate that up, but it's actually a really bad movie. Um, but every so often musicals would win Best Picture. You have West Side Story, you have Chicago, obviously you have The Broadway Melody, An American in Paris. All of these movies, most of them are musicals, and now they push them to the side. La La Land, which almost won Best Picture, was a musical.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
was a
like
tough year.
it
That
was a
was a
tough
tough
year.
year.
I mean, they could have had the tie because Moonlight is really
They
fantastic.
could have had the first tie. But
Yeah,
oh my god, yeah, no, that's that. The internet was
yeah.
psychotic that year.
Oh my God. I think everything went downhill after Trump won that in 2016, and then
Well,
Moonlight,
yes.
and then there was a Moonlight La La Land thing. I think around that time was also that Miss Universe thing where Steve Harvey named the wrong Miss Universe. Like it was a whole thing. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we had La La Land because like Emma Stone won her Oscar for it, and like, it won a lot of awards. So musicals are great. They're amazing. You use musical, another piece of art. You have another art form. Obviously, you have scores, but you have like singing to help tell a story, to convey a message. Like, it's not easy to do.
No,
Because musicals,
not
you
at
have to
all.
write original songs. Or if it's like a musical like Mamma Mia, where they use jukebox or like real songs, it's still difficult because you have to find a song that captures the feeling that you want to convey to your audience.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that goes into musicals,
Yeah.
and people just don't get it just because some people and you know what, this is gonna be a tangent that we can talk about it on another day, but I think this hatred for musicals is deeply rooted in misogyny
Oh yes.
because
Oh
a lot
yes.
of people think that musicals are just for girls or whatever,
Yeah.
because obviously like I'm sure the main target audience is women, but it's all rooted in misogyny just because a lot of people don't want to watch musicals. They think that they're lame because they think they're for girls and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
no, like musicals are for everybody. Like all musicals have male characters as much as female characters, as much as
Hmm.
characters who are part of the LGBTQ plus community, as well as characters who are straight.
Yeah.
There's there's a little bit for everybody, and we need to move on from that very childish way of thinking because that's just something that like my 7-year-old cousin can think, and I'd be like, sure, it's a very 7-year-old thing to say, like a kid thing to say, but
Well,
we're
yeah.
all adults, and And musicals are cinema, just like comedies, just like horror, who are also very underappreciated by the
Mm,
Academy, just like action and thrillers and dramas. Like
yeah.
people work hard for these in period. Like it's film. Like I don't get it. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. No, no, it's quite frustrating. And with you bringing up like horror and stuff, I was telling Emmy, I saw Sinners 3 times in theaters,
Oof.
and I said I
Good for
cannot.
you. I only watched it once.
Well, I watched it
Um,
with different people that never saw it, so I
no,
was
but
like, might as
that.
well join them. But the reason why
Mhm.
I say this is because I was like, I cannot wait for Sinners to be adapted to Broadway because it will.
Oof.
It
Hell
will.
yeah.
I mean, look
Hell
at
yeah.
it takes place over one night, little to no costume changes, one, two
Hmm.
sets, maybe 3 sets if we were to really be specific with it. Um, at, the way music truly is another character in
Hmm.
this film, I was like, oh, you're screaming out.
Girl.
Michael B. Jordan is like, look, another Broadway. Look,
Hmm.
another Broadway. Like this, once it gets adapted
Yes.
to Broadway, it's going to make extreme moves. It's going to hit
Oh,
so many
1000%.
milestones because the movie alone has been the achievements it has made, and yet many more to
The
come. Many more to
Girl, the
come
I
with
lied
award
to you
season.
scene. Yes, the I lied to you scene on its own. I can already see them performing that in the Tonys.
That's
Like I
like
can already
that's what
see
I'm
that.
saying. Like like
Yes.
that's why I was like, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this shit
Yeah,
to be
it's
on
gonna happen.
Broadway. It
Like
isn't happen.
I know Ryan Coogler would be all over that because like more representation
Yeah,
in Broadway, and then you have such an original story. It's vampires. And the thing is, like, all the special effects that are done in the movie, you can do them on stage. Because if you have the vampires like flying, you can just put them up to some cables and then just make them
yeah.
fly across the stage. Like the makeup
Mm-hmm.
is not that difficult. Because once they
No.
get bitten, you can like turn off the lights and then have them put on like the fake teeth and all that stuff
Yeah.
and the blood. So it's not that difficult. I think that that would be so incredible. And I
Yeah.
would be so down to go see that as soon as possible.
Yeah. I know. I was just I enjoy musical theater, and I was like this one. I was like the way producers or like publishing looks at books of like, oh, this will be a movie. I look at movies. I'm like,
Hmm.
can this become a musical? Because it
Yeah.
just it makes that it continues to have that art form be alive. But going
Hmm.
on to another question, have you learned something recently from one of your projects that you've worked on previously, like something that really make you take a step back and like appreciate the work that you're doing, or just like some like life advice that someone told you that you may want to share with others? It could either be production wise or film wise, whatever.
I think the most important thing is that communication is key.
Period.
And because I had the opportunity to work on a music video recently. Um, I was there more to do some shadowing work and to observe, but I ended up working the entire shoot.
Right, right,
Which is fine. Like I was not mad at that at all. But that experience compared to a previous film experience that I had a couple months ago, um, the way that communication is so incredibly important amongst the entire crew, and that decisions should not be made if the departments are not informed,
right.
if your creatives are not informed, if your producers are not informed, or just your crew not informed in general, because without your crew, you're nothing. Like
Mm,
that's just the truth. Without your crew, you can't make a movie or a music video or whatever it may be. Communication is definitely key in projects because if people are not on the right page, you're not gonna get the finished product that you want.
mm,
You're not gonna get the result that you are visualizing in your head because if there's no communication, nobody will be doing the job that either they're supposed to be doing or that that they were meant to do. Um, I've been on sets where communication has been not the best part of the entire operation.
mm,
People have made decisions where the rest of the crew or other members of the crew have not been informed of, or they were informed of very last minute.
mm,
And that can affect a lot in time, like, because obviously a shoot has a certain time frame where you want to finish the shoot and you want to get done by the end of the day and all that stuff. And because of I guess faulty communication. Sometimes things can get delayed.
Yeah.
Sometimes things can be interpreted in the wrong way or differently.
Mm.
So I'd say communication is definitely key. And also because it's just respectful.
Yeah.
Communicate what you have to say to your team or to your group members or whoever it has to be. Be clear, be concise. If you have doubts, raise your hand. If you have anything to say, just say it obviously respectfully.
Of course.
Okay, no cussing at people or yelling, but like respectful communication, I guess, would be like the most important thing because when you're on a busy movie set or when you're on a busy project and there's a lot of moving parts and everybody's
Mm.
like a little bit stressed out because it's completely natural and that's fine. The last thing you want is something to go wrong just because somebody didn't communicate instructions properly
Yeah.
or just because somebody, you know, took the, I guess, I don't know, took the wrong direction or something. So I guess that would be the best piece of advice that I could give or that I learned recently through experience.
Yeah, that's one thing. With my previous short film, I was in for one of the meetings. I kept telling people like, there's no such thing as over communication because
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to film sets, it's a domino effect. If a department is not told this department doesn't work, this department doesn't know this, then I don't get to know that, and then no one has the
Mm-hmm.
answer. It's a complete domino effect that it just goes
Yep.
in circles, and you're that's why these people got hired for the role is hoping to help
Mm-hmm.
your role. We trust you enough, you're gonna help us execute the vision better. But
Exactly.
yeah, overall, like I always say, and I hate that I have to preface this, but when I say there's no such thing as over communication, I mean it in the sense of if you are confirming multiple times with the director or with literally your supervisor in your department, this is what we're doing. I am doing this correct, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just, yeah, like they go to sleep peacefully,
Yeah.
you go to sleep peacefully knowing that like, okay,
Yep.
I did the best job that I could with the stuff that I was given. So
Exactly. I'm the same way. And sometimes, yes, like there's no such thing as over like, like confirming or communication on that stuff. And like I know that when I was first starting in the industry, I remember when I had my job, my second job over there in Florida. I worked as an administrative assistant, and I remember that I was learning this process that we have to do for I think it was like P purchase orders and stuff like that for
mm-hmm.
our clients. And I remember that I asked my coworkers so many questions. And I know for a fact that annoyed them so much. I know they were being really nice to me, but I know that they found that so annoying. Like I know for a fact because I asked too many questions. But it's because you you want to make sure that you are doing the right thing and that you are not making any mistakes. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, by the way. Like,
No,
part of
not at
life is making
all.
mistakes,
Yeah,
of
for
course.
sure.
But you always want to just double check or triple check that everything is right before you send like a purchase order that has to do with like how you bill your technicians and stuff like that. And like,
Yeah.
it has to do with like money and all that stuff. So you always want to make sure. But there's nothing wrong with asking a few times. Now, if you're asking like 15 times, then okay, then
Yeah.
you should have gotten it like in the first three times.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
um there's nothing wrong with doing a double, triple check.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
me, I always do double, triple checks when I'm like working at my job or like doing other things. I always double, triple check because you never know, because you might miss something and then that other person might not miss it,
Yeah, it's
or
true.
vice versa. You might miss it or that you might not miss it, but the other person did. So there's nothing wrong with doing double, triple check. I think that's completely fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Um, so yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
So, with the experience that you've had, have you had a favorite moment? Either has it been something consistently that you've experienced throughout your when I say like young film experience, I say like less than 5 years working in the
Mm-hmm.
industry. Like, has there really been like that favorite moment? Like for me, every single time I work on any project, whether it's one I don't connect with at all or one that's really near and dear to my heart, like I go to bed a little sad, thinking I'm like, wow, the set day's over. But I wake up really
Mm-hmm.
excited if it's a multiple day shoot because I'm like, I this is what I like deep down. I was like, this is what I was like meant to do. Even as a PA, like
Yeah.
I was super, super excited to work on these sets, whether paid or free labor. Like regardless,
Mm-hmm.
being on set, I was like, this is what I love.
Yeah. I recently worked on my first feature during the summer, and I was not paid for that job. I initially started as a PA, but I got pushed up to become an assistant script supervisor.
Oh yeah.
And in the last couple of days of filming, we were filming far away from home. It was here in Puerto Rico, but it was like more in like the center of the island, like a few hours away from my house, and we had to stay over there. And I remember we were filming this really, really intense scene. And the script supervisor, he was outside with the director and the monitor, and I was inside with the script, ready to feed lines to the actors just in case if they needed a line or like
Mm-hmm.
if they just to follow that they were like following, just to make sure they were following the script and everything, and if I needed to, let them know when they cut. But it was a really intense scene, emotionally for them. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of crying, a lot of sadness. It was really harsh. And I had never been in a scene like that. I had never experienced anything like that on a set. The whole vibe of it all and
Mm-hmm.
being the presence of actors just really giving their all
Mm-hmm.
to the character and to the story and the whole how and the scene was a pretty long scene too. Like it was more than 2 minutes of them going back, like just the whole scene playing completely. And I remember just standing there behind the camera looking at them, reading the script, and seeing how after they cut, they would just break down because they it took out so much from them that they would literally break down, and somebody had to come and like be with them and like fan them
Mm.
and like give them water and all that stuff. Like I like it just I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm
Right.
like, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Obviously like that blew my mind
yeah. Mm-hmm.
because yes, I've worked with actors before, in the short films that I've worked previously. Um, but I've never worked in a shoot that had a scene like that that
Mm-hmm.
was really intense. And it was intense for everyone because every single time that they would cut, like it was just silence on
You
the
could
set.
feel it, like the
You could
tensions in the
feel,
air. Like, oh
yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can feel the tension and everything. And I was just like mind blown by the entire thing. I was like, holy crap, this is like if this is with them who are incredible actresses, by the way, like all of them were fantastic. I can't imagine something like that in a scene with someone like Emma Stone
Right.
or like I don't know, even like the cast of Sinners while they were
Yeah.
shooting like
Oh my
their
God,
scenes
yeah.
at the juke joint. I think that's what it was called, the juke
Yes.
joint.
Yeah.
Or like just oh my God, like even I don't know if you watched this movie, I'm Still Here. I don't know if you heard that
No,
one.
I did not get the
It's
chance to watch.
you
Do you
have
know
to
where it
watch that
is?
movie. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay, but
It
because
came it
last
came to
year.
Netflix a couple months ago.
Okay, because
Yeah,
it was released last year.
yeah, it was I went to go see it in theaters with my sister,
Oh.
and I was like to be in the room that they filmed any scene in that movie. Like Fernanda Torres, who is like the main actress in the movie, she was so phenomenal.
Mm,
Like I can't imagine being in the same room as her, just her shooting the scenes for that movie. It
mm,
was so intense. There's like this one scene, I'm not gonna give spoilers, but it was a really intense scene involving a dog,
mm.
and the way that she was yelling at people and all that stuff, and I was just like, if if Maggie Madison had not won Best Actress, she should have won
Right.
1010% because she was
Right.
so incredible.
Mm.
So yeah, it made me appreciate more the works of actors. Like I will always appreciate the work of actors
Oh, for
because they're
sure.
like, I mean, they're the ones who are actually telling the story and all that stuff. But like being in the presence of something like that
Yeah.
changed my mind and blew my mind entirely.
Oh, that's beautiful, and hope to many more experiences like
Yeah.
that.
How about
Um,
you? Did you have like a recently experience like that?
no, 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 no. It's just, well, as of now, I should say, as of
Mm,
now, not something where it really cemented in my life, but it's more like kind of like a memory box. Like, oh man, I
mm-hmm.
remember that working on that set, or
Yeah.
I remember when I was working with these people. Um, I was telling my friend recently, I was like, even though the reason why I genuinely like film so much because everyone there truly is making the best out of it. And everyone
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know when they'll be working with these same people again because that's just
Yep.
how the industry works. So knowing that like everyone's like having the most fun, even at our age, I was like, this is what's so fun about it because you become a family so unbelievably fast. And not only
Mm-hmm.
that, you're like, you work alongside people that like I'm someone who I'm like, oh, this person's going far. Like deep down, like I could
Yeah.
sense it. I'm like, I don't know how far,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
further than I hope they go further than they can imagine. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's some people where I'm like,
1000%.
I truly cannot wait to see them on the big screen or on the stage. Like I'm excited for those people, and I always
Mm-hmm.
tell my friends like that do work on behind the camera, like I cannot wait to see your name, our name in the credits because it's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen, but we don't know when. That's in God's hands. That's in God's hands.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like I'll this is not necessarily a favorite moment like film related, but I was taking a speech class, and one of the like I think it was like one of the final projects. I was like, I ended off the speech with like, and I can't wait for you guys to see my name on the big screen because like in that
Mm-hmm.
moment I was like, these people have no idea who I am, and vice versa. But it's telling
Yeah.
if I'm confident enough to tell strangers this, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, what do I have to lose? So it's
And you
really
spoke it to the world.
and I did. So that's why it's moments like that, like really moments of like hard work, dedication, passion, where I'm like, this is why we all love doing what we do. Like we truly
Mm-hmm.
don't know how things are gonna get executed, but working together, that's what I truly love about the film industry overall. Um,
Exactly.
Not to pivot too far, what's your hot take? Now,
My hot take.
here's the thing. We can have two separate ones. There's one production related where I like to say like specifically like on set. Like, do you have a hot take on set? For me, I'm like, we don't always need to have coffee. I tell people, can we like expand to like Celsius? Alani Nu sponsor us. Alani Nu. You know, like let's have fun with it. Let's have fun. Or like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like a Dutch Bros boba. Like
Mm-hmm.
something fun.
Like a snack.
Like a snack, yeah, or like yeah,
Okay.
like anything on set related. Do you have a hot take for?
Hmm. Oh my God. I don't know. I have never thought about that actually, because
Or do you have a pet
I
peeve?
guess
You have like a
a
pet peeve
pet
on set?
peeve.
I do.
Mm.
We need more stools. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't want to stand all day.
yeah.
I don't want to
My
stand all day.
feet hurt every day. Every single time I'm on set, my feet hurt. There was okay. When I was working on script supervisor, that we need more stools.
Mm,
And please, for the love of God, like if we're going to be filming outside,
mm.
bring more umbrellas
Yeah.
because there was this one time when I was working on that feature film, we were filming outside, and I don't know if they didn't say they were. I didn't know we were filming outside that day, or maybe I just didn't know. And I came in a tank top,
Mm.
and there was this one scene that they were filming outside in the sun, and we were on a mountain, so we were even closer to the sun. Um,
Oh
and
God.
I was standing outside of an umbrella,
Right.
which at the time I didn't mind because I was like, I was just focused on the scene. I was just looking at the script and whatever. And one of the guys like he's like, "Oh, you can squeeze into my umbrella." And I'm like, "There's no space. Like I don't want to. It's really hot already. Like it's just not. I don't want it to be even hot like for both of us. And like
Mhm.
there's no space." But I try to squeeze in a little bit, and half of my body got sunburned.
Oh
So
my
like half of my
God.
like this arm got completely sunburned. And then when I got home, I remember that I looked at myself and I was like, the literally half of my body is like sunburned, and this other half isn't. So if we're shooting outside, if if the production team can just bring umbrellas, even like the beach ones, like the really big
Yeah,
ones, or
genuinely.
ask for donations. Because if you're the producers of the film, you're already asking for money. Well, can you also ask for donations for supplies?
That's such a
Like
yeah.
donations for umbrellas, sunscreen, water. Because obviously with the money, you buy the food, but if you can ask for money and food,
The way,
I mean, why
listen,
not?
the way brands are sponsoring weddings, brands need to start
Mm-hmm.
sponsoring indie film productions.
Yes. Yes. Like, hey, like boxes of bottled water, juice, Celsius, even like the canned coffee or like the coffee that comes in like
Yeah.
jars at Star
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
ones that
yeah.
Starbucks sell, kind of like something like that.
Yes,
But
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
people need to donate stuff. Money is extremely important because without money, the production cannot go on. But also without food and water, the crew cannot go on either,
Yeah.
especially if you're not paying them,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
ask for donations for food and water, ask for donations for sunscreen, even ask for donations for first aid stuff like band-aids,
Yes, yes.
mosquito repellent as well, because sometimes they shoot outside and they need a mosquito repellent. Um, Stuff like that. Because every single time I see people crowdfund for movies, obviously they do it for money with the intention of buying those things. But if they
Yeah.
can get those things for free as well,
Yeah.
then you don't have to worry of spending money on that and you can spend it more on the production stuff. I'm not an accountant. I'm actually really awful in accounting. I'm an MBA. I'm doing an MBA right now, but accounting is not my thing. But yeah, why not ask for supplies? Like, why
Yeah.
not ask for things that could also help your crew stay alive and healthy,
I
you
agree.
know?
I agree. Now, do you have like an ultimate hot take, like truly, like film related, entertainment industry
Um,
related? For me, I frequently tell people everything doesn't need to be a trope. Everything doesn't need to be like a relationship. Like we don't need to ship
mm,
everyone. Like it's
oh
okay
my
if they're just
God.
friends. It's okay.
Yes. I used to have a hot take, but now I can't remember what it was. Um, okay, I think this is the first one that came to my head. Um, I do not care for Love Actually.
Really?
I
I saw
do
it
not
recently.
care for Love Actually. My sister saw it for the first time last week. They brought it here to our movie theater. Because our movie theaters do a Retro Tuesday thing where
Yep,
every
yeah,
Tuesday they bring in like an old movie, and they brought Love Actually for Christmas, which is valid. And
yeah.
I remember like my sister was like, "Oh, like I want to go watch that one." I was like, "Well, good luck. I'm not going with you." Um, because I watched it for the first time a couple years ago when I was in London,
A
actually. And
period.
and here's the thing. They did a vote because it was like a whole school thing, and they were letting us have like a movie. There was like we were at the National Film and Television School in London,
Oh,
and we had
I know
like
what
a
you're
free
talking
day.
about.
Yeah, and we had like a free day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we had a couple hours to spare, and they let us stay in their screening room, and we could watch a movie, and they gave us a couple options.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Feet was one of them,
Are
and I
you
was
kidding
vouching
me?
hard for Happy
Are you
Feet.
kidding? Oh my
Girl, I
God.
was vouching hard for Happy Feet. I was like, Happy Feet is like one of the best movies ever made. Like, why are we
Right.
not picking Happy Feet? And the majority of the group picked Love Actually. Now, I had not seen Love Actually, so I kind of went with an open mind. I was like, okay, I don't really like rom-coms, but sure, who knows? Like, I might like this one. And like, they've always said that this is a classic, so let's go for it. Like 2 hours later, I was like, this movie sucks, man. Like I tried my best and
In the
I just
summer
didn't.
too? That's not a good film
Yeah,
to watch in the summer.
yeah, I just didn't vibe with it at all. I don't know what it was. Like I just didn't find it funny. A lot of the characters I hated. They were so mean. I was like, no. And here's the thing, like I love comedy. I love comedy, but for some reason, Love actually did not pass the vibe check for me.
And that's okay.
So yeah, and then my sister, when she got home from watching, she was like, that was actually good. Like, I don't know where I was like, no, I don't think anybody can convince me. And then I found out that one of my cousins doesn't like it either. And I'm like, thank God
So you're
somebody
like,
else on this planet.
oh, we both haters. So you heard it
Yeah,
here
we
first.
both haters.
Adriana, she is a love actually hater.
Yeah, like I don't hate a lot of things, but Love Actually, absolutely not. Like, I don't know why. And
That's crazy. Against Happy Feet, that's foul.
yeah, yeah, thank you. Because I was vouching hard for Happy Feet. I was like, we need to watch it on the big screen. We've never seen it on the big screen before.
Right.
And no, everybody was like, Love Actually. And I was like, you know what, whatever. And the thing is, that was the second time I got outvoted on that trip because initially when we were planning the trip, they asked us like what West End musicals we wanted to go see. I wanted to go see Wicked. Everybody else voted for Mamma Mia. Oh, here's another hot take. I don't like Mamma Mia either.
Oh, So actually, our time is up right now. That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
The movie?
The story, everything. I didn't listen. I love the music.
Oh,
She's
right.
fun.
Yeah, the
I
music's fun.
enjoyed I
You can
enjoyed
put
the
the music
music.
aside. You get the music is
Yeah, yeah. Look,
timeless.
ABBA is hello. Like I would never in this world criticize ABBA for anything. But I don't like Mamma Mia. And I watched the movie before watching the show, and when I watched the show, I was like, yeah, I still don't like the plot of this story because it's just like, why would you put your mom through that, you know?
That's a good review on Letterboxd.
Why would you put your mom, who dedicated her entire life to raising you as a single mom, why on the day of your wedding,
Right. That's
a very stressful day in
selfish.
her life, her hotel is falling apart. You know, there's always problems here and there. You're in a little island in Greece, so there's not a lot of resources there to begin with. Why are you putting her under the stress that you just called her three potential baby daddies
That is foul.
at the
That is
same time?
selfish. That's selfish. I
It's
do agree.
selfish.
I
And
agree.
I understand she's like 18. Why are you getting married at 18 in the first place, girl? Like what's going on?
That's
Um,
true.
but no judgment to the people who get married at 18, by the way, that's your decision.
but
I just
but just questioning the
yeah,
context.
yeah. I just wouldn't do it personally. I wouldn't, I mean, I'm 23. I can't do it anyways, but you know what I mean? Like at 18, I was not thinking about getting married.
Right, right, right.
But oh my God, like I just found her annoying. I was like, Sophie, why are you doing this to your mom? Why are you doing this to Meryl Streep? And why are you doing this to these three guys that you don't know? They traveled all the way from wherever
Right.
they were to Greece to go through all of that. No, no, I just couldn't. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry, Puerto Rico. I'm sorry to the world, but I
So,
just can't
yes.
stand Mamma Mia in general. I will say this though, Christine Baranski and Julie Walters and even Meryl Streep, all three of them are iconic as what are they called? Donna and the Dinos, I think they're
Yeah, yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah. They're iconic
Oh,
and
yes.
funny and beautiful women, but that's about it. And
And
Amanda
that's
Seyfried, incredibly talented, but no, not I hate this movie. Sorry.
and that's and that's beautiful. Now to round out
Sorry.
no. To round out our conversation, no need to apologize. That's what a hot take is, and that's beautiful. Yes, to round out our conversation, I take this moment to like manifest in a way for yourself, or maybe just like kind of like life advice for you to really reflect. If there is something you could tell your future self, whether it's a year from now, 5, 10, 20 years from now, regarding your current journey navigating the film slash entertainment industry, what would you say?
My future self, um, I guess that it's all gonna be worth it
Mm,
in the end. Um, because I guess sometimes in life you kind of take detours that you never thought you were gonna take,
mm,
or that you were gonna take paths that you probably never thought you were gonna come across, but at the end of the day, part of the journey. Okay, so I learned this watching ER. I don't know if you've watched that show.
mm-mm.
It's like 15 seasons long. I don't even know why I did that to myself. Yeah, but I was watching that show and there was this episode where one of the patients was telling a doctor that sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do in order to get what you want,
Yeah.
essentially. And that stuck with me. I don't even know, like, I was cooking while I was watching that, but I was listening and I was like, damn, that is so true. Like, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do or things that you don't like in order to get what you want.
Mm,
Um, and I mean it in the sense of like, sometimes you have to take roads that you didn't think you have to travel through in order to get where you want to get to or like achieve the goal that you want to achieve. So I would say to my future self that it's all gonna be worth it in the end, and that when you look back, you're gonna be really proud of everything that you've done and all the hard work you've put into all of your work, whether it be in the film industry and entertainment industry or off the film industry and entertainment industry. Um, because everything that you do it to learn something new.
mm,
And, you know, even if you don't like that experience, even if you're not having the best time or you're not having fun, it's still an experience
mm.
and you're still learning. and you're still gaining something from it. There's like no experience in your life. There's no experience in your life where you don't gain something from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's impossible. You always have something to gain from anything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't see it now,
Mm-hmm.
you will see it in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like who would have thought like I moved to Florida
Yeah.
without knowing basically anybody. I studied this new program that at least here in Puerto Rico is not something that's really well known.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up making a lot of great friends.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up working on a lot of stressful projects. I ended up working as an administrative assistant, which to this day, I still, even if it was an administrative assistant job, was just more assisting people, I still love that job.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think about that job and like the coworkers that I had and all that stuff. And I learned so much from them and like from my boss and all that stuff. Like I learned from everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like there's just some things that you never think in your life that you're gonna do, and you're gonna end up doing them, and you might end up liking them or not liking them. And when you look back at those experiences, you're like, oh my God, like I remember this from that, and I can apply it to this,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, so yeah, so it's something that I want to tell people as well because like my job, my actual job right now has absolutely nothing to do with the film industry or like entertainment. Entertainment and film is like a part-time for me, like on the side, like more
Mm-hmm.
freelance thing. But, even if I'm not doing something that has to do with film and entertainment directly, I'm still learning things
Yeah.
from my job and the things that I do and the people that I talk to every day. So, yeah, so that would be like the thing that I would say to like my future self, like it's gonna be worth it. Like when you're hopefully 5 years from now, like when I'm working on a film set or in a production or I'm working on whatever personal project of mine,
Mm-hmm.
when I look back, it's probably going to be applying lessons that I've learned today
Yeah.
and tomorrow and things that I learned last year in Orlando or whatever. Like that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that would be the message that I would give to my future self.
And that's quite lovely. I think everything you said was perfectly well said. Well, Adriana, this is the end of our conversation. But before we head
No.
out, I know, it's okay because I know we'll be talking again in the near future. Trust and believe. You ain't going
Yes.
nowhere. Trust and believe. You
Yes.
will be revisiting guests. But is there anything you would like to promote, specifically your socials for everyone?
So my socials, let me look them up. So I just started a new a new Instagram page called La Libreta,
Period.
where I'm gonna
Okay.
be posting about film, entertainment in Spanish and in English because I speak
Yes,
both languages, and I'm like,
we
we
need
need to reach
both.
everybody.
We
We
need
need
both.
both. We need to reach as to many people as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's gonna be like a journal, like a digital journal where I talk about pop culture,
Yes.
nostalgia, that kind of stuff, both languages. So I have that. I'll send you like the username later.
Yes, 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 yes.
And then there's my Instagram, my TikTok, which is Adri Isabel 78. I post a lot on TikTok. Most of the stuff that I'm posting right now is just me dancing to nostalgic music because I think
And
it's fun and
yeah,
I
why
like
not?
reminiscing. But I mostly post stuff that has to do with entertainment as well, pop culture, memes that have to do with pop culture entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And my letterbox is Adri Isa 12 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send it to you, Isa. Um, and yeah, I post a lot of reviews. A lot of them are a lot of like one-liners, but it's because I think that I'm funny.
And
Sometimes I'm like,
that's
I
true.
think this is gonna be hilarious.
The lie
I
is
think this is
not in
gonna
the
be
room.
hilarious.
The lie is not here.
We're all funny, okay?
We're
Like
all funny.
we're all funny. In this room, there are two funny women, okay? Well,
Exactly.
in this Zoom call, there are two funny women, okay?
Two funny bitches
Um,
telling each other exactly.
exactly. Yes. So, my letterbox. So yeah, like Instagram, letterbox, TikTok, Twitter, all of that stuff. All that jazz. Always
Fantastic.
talking about entertainment and film and all that stuff.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'll go ahead and put everything in the description for you guys. You'll be able to find this podcast mainly on YouTube to get the specific links to all her socials on YouTube. But you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and I don't know where else I'll be uploading this. That's for a future me to worry about. But Adriana, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and I cannot wait to see your name on the big screen.
Thanks. I cannot wait to see your name on a big screen, and hopefully both of our names will be together someday on a
Hey!
big screen.
Heck
We're gonna be working on our project
yeah!
together, and both of our names are gonna be on the same credits.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so
Yes, ma'am.
it's gonna happen. We're
All
writing it
right.
now.
Alrighty, so that's all for today, guys. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.